Ton, thank you for agreeing to be interviewed today. You're link convener for Network 16. Can you tell us what Network 16 is about?
Well, it's about ICT education and training, and even more of that. But it's doing a lot of things. Working in classrooms with technology, but also more active research about what to do to improve learning, to do research on a more quantitative basis, review studies, all these kinds of things. And right at this moment there are about 3 sessions, 3 parallel sessions at the same time also. And with all these different things, topics, issues.
Well, that's the question, isn't it? I mean, I work in technology and education, and it's a fast-moving field, as we both know. What do you see as the major issues which are coming out in the research your network's doing?
Well, I think about 12 years ago when we started the network, it was about something very new and special and particular, and it was about ICT as such. And
about the technology.
Yeah, the
yes,
technology.
Yes.
And what is it, and what can you do with it, and how can it work out in classes, schools. But well, we got a lot of improvement since then. I mean, it's not about technology, but it's more about improvement of learning and quality of learning in different situations that are related by ICT. Theoretical issues related to that, how do you improve learning and teaching, and how do you measure that, and that's integrated in new methods of supporting learning and teaching.
But how widespread are those new methods in truth? I mean, I've just been doing a survey looking actually at teacher training for ICT in the UK, and my conclusion is that most teachers don't have any real idea of pedagogic approaches, new pedagogic approaches to using ICT.
That's correct. I think in more countries the same issues appear, but well, you see a lot of differentiation. ICT, as about 10 years ago, is not such a problem anymore. A lot of people know how to use the internet, at least at home, and go for a holiday and so on.
So how to get from Facebook, yes.
But how to use it in the classroom, that requires a lot more of preparation and well, get ready for it. And the pedagogical issue, then you need much more of a kind of constructive learning and teaching integrated, and you need to know how to use ICT, to develop new ICT, to support this kind of improvement. And that's, well, an issue at this conference and for the last conferences already, and well, I'm focusing a lot of research on that thing, and that's, well, going on. But at the same time, the small scale issue is very important. It's done within some classes, schools, and then you can learn a lot from it, how to improve the quality. But you can also do it on a large scale, using survey research, as you call it, but then in a longitudinal design and in a model level longitudinal design, and then you assess repeatedly within specific situations, and then you can even assess the improvement of integration of ICT within learning and teaching.
I'm glad you asked that, because I think one of the problems that I'm seeing is that methodologies on this.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at different surveys now. If we read Better in the UK, Better would say 90% of schools say they are effectively using ICT every day in the classroom. We know this isn't true. And so there is a research methodology issue about how we research the impact, and I think it needs rethinking designs almost.
Exactly, but it's even broader than only methodology. I mean, you need a methodology and the approach. At the moment I'm doing monitoring research within secondary and primary classes in the Netherlands with some hundreds of thousands of pupils and teachers and so on. then you can use the data, and when you give it as feedback to the teachers and schools, then you see that they do not know how to use it. So that means there's a kind of professional development and support needed. Also to get teachers to get used to using this kind of information in an evidence-based way, and using it when it's mentioned repeatedly, then you can use it to evaluate your own teaching and learning.
So we have a double issue then. We have a research methodologies issue, but we have an issue of the way those results are used to influence practice again.
And you have to support the development within practice in order to do it in a methodologically adequate way.
Okay, that's good. Other issues? What other issues are you looking at this time?
Well, the pedagogical, more integrated way, getting one kind of linking between learning processes, evaluation and organization within class context and school contexts. Usually pupils are a little bit sorted according to age, but if you're doing the same thing according to learning psychological development and pedagogical development, you get completely different organization from the traditional ones. And that's a very hard thing, but that's the main thing, at least, to use ICT within classes, to get support for teachers to construct another organization of learning and teaching, to be better able to support the teaching and learning, and especially the pupils at risk.
Doesn't that challenge the whole traditional power structures in schools' mind?
Well, you could say it becomes more of a kind of collaboration between the pupils and between pupils and teachers, and that is how it should be, of course. But it's, of course, challenging the traditional power structures.
And what about mobile devices? I mean, we've got the explosion of mobile phones, which I noticed most schools in Europe ban mobile phones at the moment. But where's all this going to go?
I mean, then the issue of control or checking what's being done is even more difficult than before. It's not, improving education is not dependent on getting as much as technology included within classes, but getting the best technology included.
Just the theme for this year's conference is culture, isn't it?
Cultural diversity.
Cultural diversity, that's right. How do you see cultural diversity and the use of ICT in education?
Well, it's almost a contradiction. I mean, I mean, you can use it or bring it in classes. There's a lot of difference in cultural diversity within classes, and you could use ICT, of course, to bridge the gaps. There are many gaps within classes.
Just one question, because we're running out of time. One question I'm quite interested in. What do you think you'll be discussing in your network in 3 years' time?
Well, that's a very good question. Well, I hope we can improve upon the ways to get diverse use of ICT to support learning and teaching, and then prove this in a qualitative and quantitative integrated way by the right or the correct ICT.
So it is that integration,
very important,
and improvement,
very important,
which is the same message I'm getting from talking to other networks, that issue of improvement. So maybe that's what links everything together.
I think so. If you think that ICT should supporting any learning and teaching, as I think the goal should be, then probably the ultimate goal of our network is to develop itself into all the other networks.
Okay, thank you very much for coming and being interviewed.
You're welcome.